Welcome to our channel, where we embark on a captivating journey through the annals of history to uncover the rich tapestry of Israel's past. In this video, we'll delve into the ancient roots of Israel, tracing their biblical heritage and exploring the pivotal moments that have shaped their identity. From the legendary figures of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the epic exodus from Egypt, join us as we unravel the mysteries and miracles that define the story of Israel. But our exploration doesn't stop there. We'll also examine the profound significance of Israel's history for every Christian. From the perspective of faith, Israel's journey serves as a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness, His miraculous interventions, and His enduring covenant with His people. Through their trials and triumphs, the story of Israel illuminates timeless truths about God's sovereignty and His redemptive plan for humanity. Today, we embark on a journey through the annals of ancient biblical history, tracing the remarkable saga of the Hebrew people from the patriarch Abraham to the revered leader Moses. The saga of the ancient Hebrews is a narrative rich with complexity and intrigue, woven intricately within the fabric of time. Our primary source of insight into this enigmatic past is the Hebrew Bible, a literary masterpiece that meticulously chronicles the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of this chosen people. Yet, delving into this historical tapestry presents a unique challenge, for the Hebrew Bible, like the ancient texts of its contemporaries, is imbued with a mythic essence, where divine intervention intertwines seamlessly with earthly affairs. As we navigate through the epics of antiquity, we encounter the towering figure of Abraham, the patriarch hailed as the progenitor of the Hebrew lineage. His name resonates through the corridors of history, marking the genesis of a people bound by faith, destiny, and a covenant with the divine. But beyond the confines of legend and lore lies the quest for historical truth, obscured by the passage of centuries and the veil of myth. Join us as we unravel the mysteries surrounding the origins of the Hebrews, peering through the lens of ancient texts, archaeological discoveries, and scholarly discourse. From the fertile plains of Mesopotamia to the shores of the Promised Land, we traverse the landscapes of ancient civilizations, piecing together the mosaic of Hebrew identity and heritage. Through the annals of time, the Hebrews emerge as a beacon of monotheistic devotion amidst a sea of polytheistic cultures, their unwavering faith in a singular, omnipotent deity setting them apart from the tumultuous currents of antiquity. Their journey unfolds against the backdrop of divine revelation and human endeavor as they navigate the tumultuous currents of history, propelled by the winds of destiny and the guiding hand of providence. As we delve deeper into the annals of Hebrew history, we invite you to embark on a voyage of discovery, where the echoes of the past reverberate through the corridors of time, illuminating the path of the chosen people and the enduring legacy of their faith. His distinction is more than just a matter of lineage. It's deeply rooted in his steadfast faith in a singular deity. The term Hebrew holds significant weight, signaling Abraham's unique identity and highlighting the stark contrast between his beliefs and those prevailing among his contemporaries. Unlike the diverse pantheon worshipped by surrounding nations, Abraham's devotion is singular, directed towards a solitary divine entity. Around 1900 BCE, Abraham led his people, the Hebrews, out of the Mesopotamian city of Ur, leading them into a life of wandering pastoralism. The term Hebrew originally denoted a people on the move, reflecting their nomadic lifestyle. Abraham's lineage continued through his son Isaac and grandson Jacob, figures revered as patriarchs in Hebrew tradition. The exact origins of the Hebrews remain a subject of debate, as historical records outside of the Hebrew Bible provide limited clarity. Archaeological findings suggest a possible connection between the Hebrews and the Levant, with indications of trade ties to Mesopotamia rather than direct migration. Written accounts offer tantalizing hints about the patriarchs' nomadic heritage, suggesting that their journey southward was a natural progression. Compelling evidence from ancient Nutsi near modern-day Arafah reinforces the notion that the patriarchs hailed from northern Mesopotamia. Tablets discovered there reveal legal norms consistent with the patriarchal era, further enriching our understanding of this ancient lineage. The ancient city of Nutsi unveils a fascinating chapter in the tapestry of ancient Mesopotamian history, shedding light on customs and legal practices that echo through the corridors of time. Situated in what is now northern Iraq, Nutsi was home to the Hurrians, a non-Indo-European people who left an indelible mark on the region's cultural landscape. One of the most intriguing discoveries from Nutsi is the documentation of inheritance customs, providing a glimpse into the social fabric of ancient society. These records reveal a practice whereby childless couples could adopt a servant to ensure care in their old age, with the adopted son inheriting their estate. Such arrangements, while seemingly practical, were subject to revision if the couple later had biological children, a legal nuance mirrored in biblical narratives. The story of Jacob and Esau, immortalized in the book of Genesis, finds resonance in these ancient Nutsi texts. Esau's impulsive sale of his birthright to Jacob for a meager sum of 3 sheep mirrors similar transactions recorded in Nutsi's legal archives. Likewise, Isaac's unwitting blessing of Jacob, intended for Esau, reflects the complexities of ancient legal customs captured in the annals of Nutsi. Beyond legal matters, the cosmological worldview of the ancient Hebrews finds intriguing parallels in Nutsi's cultural milieu. Concepts of primordial chaos, embodied in the Hebrew Tehom and the Babylonian Tiamat, hint at shared cultural undercurrents that transcend geographical boundaries. For the Hebrews, creation was not merely a cosmic event, but the inception of time and history itself, a notion mirrored in the narratives of Nutsi. In exploring the intersection of Nutsi's legal records with biblical narratives and cosmological beliefs, we unearth connections that span millennia. These echoes from the past serve as a reminder of the enduring legacy of ancient cultures and the rich tapestry of human history. According to Jewish beliefs, Abraham's most significant act was the establishment of the covenant, a promise made between the God Yahweh, a name derived from the Hebrew phrase "I am who I am," a cryptic response by God to the prophet Moses when asked for his name, and the Hebrew people. The covenant proclaimed that in exchange for loyalty, worship, and the circumcision of all Hebrew males, Yahweh would grant them the promised land, a place of peace and abundance flowing with milk and honey for all time. For the Canaanites, the terms God or deity were expressed through the word El, while the plural gods, or the Semitic idiom sons of God, denoted members of the divine family. The chief of all gods, El or Il, was a mysterious figure dwelling far away, at the sources of 2 rivers, at the source of 2 oceans, signifying the underworld. The principal gods and goddesses of Canaan, undoubtedly, possessed human-like forms, although their pantheon also included many minor beings resembling birds, animals, or hybrids. Remarkably, their artistry of the time notably lacked any discernible moral standard guiding the actions of these deities. Divine affairs were not always noble in antiquity. If we examine ancient legal codes, we'll find that people back then were often more moral than the gods. The deity of the patriarchal family was referred to as the God of the fathers, or the God of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. Pagan antiquity provides many examples of such family deities. The patriarch would choose a specific deity with whom he entered into special contractual or covenantal relations. This deity would then take the family or clan under its special protection, with each subsequent generation expected to reaffirm their loyalty to the covenant. This arrangement likely forms one of the roots of the later covenant between God and Israel. The God of the fathers is identified with Yahweh, Exodus 3. He becomes the God of Israel, and Israel voluntarily becomes his people. While the precise name of this patriarchal deity remains elusive, we can confidently speak of one of his epithets. That epithet is El Shaddai, Genesis 17:1, Exodus 6:3, a name derived from Mesopotamia meaning God Almighty or God of the mountain, signifying the power and grandeur of the deity. The account of Abraham's worship of the Most High God, El Elyon, in Jerusalem, found in Genesis 14, raises intriguing questions about the religious beliefs of the patriarchs. It suggests a complex religious landscape where monotheism might not have been the dominant paradigm. Instead, it points to a polytheistic environment where El, the head of the Amorite and later Canaanite pantheon, held sway. Around 1600 BCE, the Hebrews sought refuge in Egypt due to famine, a period coinciding with the Hyksos rule. The Hyksos, who were also of Canaanite origin, may have offered hospitality to the Hebrews. However, as the new kingdom rose to power in Egypt, the Hebrews were subjected to enslavement, a pivotal event attributed to Moses, leading them out of Egypt around 1300 to 1200 BCE. While the biblical narrative emphasizes the Hebrews' enslavement, corroborating evidence from Egyptian records is scant. Pharaoh Merneptah's mention of Israel in Canaan around 1207 BCE stands as one of the few concrete pieces of evidence aligning with the biblical account. This raises questions about the historicity of the Exodus story and highlights the complexities of piecing together the ancient history of the Hebrews. Moses occupies a central role not just in biblical narratives, but also in the formation of Hebrew identity. His legendary journey, recounted in the Hebrew Bible, is marked by the exodus from Egypt and the establishment of a covenant with Yahweh, the Hebrew God. This covenant, characterized by Yahweh's stipulations, including exclusive worship and adherence to moral codes like the Ten Commandments, laid the groundwork for the Hebrew settlement in the promised land of Canaan, eventually giving rise to the Kingdom of Israel. However, it's essential to approach these biblical accounts with a critical eye. While they provide invaluable insights into the beliefs and historical narratives of ancient Hebrew society, they are also imbued with echoes of earlier Mesopotamian legends. The parallels between Moses' story and other ancient tales, such as Sargon the Great's rise or the flood narrative from the Epic of Gilgamesh, hint at a complex tapestry of cultural exchange and mythological borrowing. Archaeological findings corroborate some aspects of the biblical narrative, suggesting that Hebrew settlement in Canaan did occur around 1200 BCE. Additionally, Egyptian records boasting of conquests in the region, including references to Israel, provide intriguing glimpses into the historical context. However, the precise details of events like the Exodus from Egypt remain elusive, as archaeological evidence alone cannot fully reconstruct ancient narratives. In essence, Moses symbolizes not just a historical figure, but a cornerstone of Hebrew identity and faith. His story, though shrouded in myth and legend, continues to resonate through the ages, reflecting the enduring power of religious narratives in shaping collective memory and cultural heritage. The story of Joseph's time in Egypt is steeped in vivid imagery that mirrors the cultural practices of ancient Egypt. It's as if the authors of these biblical accounts were intimately familiar with Egyptian customs, showcasing a keen awareness of the intricacies of Egyptian life. Dream interpretation, a central theme in the narrative, was highly valued in ancient Egyptian society. Joseph's ascent to positions like the chief cupbearer and the chief baker, mentioned in Genesis 40, too align seamlessly with known roles in Egyptian administrative hierarchies. The description of Pharaoh's birthday festivities, potentially including prisoner pardons, as depicted in Genesis 40:20, resonates with archaeological findings of similar celebrations in ancient Egypt. Additionally, Egypt's disdain for shepherds, as expressed in Genesis 46:34, corresponds with historical records of societal attitudes toward certain professions. Joseph's lifespan of 110 years, as noted in Genesis 50:22, reflects the longevity associated with a prosperous life in ancient Egyptian culture. Similarly, the practice of embalming or mummification, mentioned in Genesis 50, 2, underscores the meticulous burial rituals observed by the Egyptians. Pharaoh's gesture of gifting Joseph upon his promotion to a high-ranking position, as described in Genesis 41-42, mirrors the customary exchanges of honor and respect in ancient Egyptian court etiquette. Furthermore, the 10 plagues recounted in Exodus 7, 12 align with natural calamities known to have historically affected Egypt. These details paint a vivid picture of the intersection between biblical narrative and Egyptian culture, providing valuable insights into the cultural exchanges and influences prevalent in ancient times. In the rich tapestry of Joseph's saga, we find threads that may have been spun from other ancient narratives. Consider, for instance, the intriguing parallel between Joseph's encounter with Potiphar's wife and an Egyptian legend featuring 2 brothers, Anubis and Bada, whose relationship soured after an attempted seduction. The era of upheaval, marked by nomadic invaders joining forces with oppressed peasants and slaves to challenge the dominant empires of the Bronze Age, casts a shadow of intrigue over the history of the Jewish people. Could some of these individuals have been Canaanites, living under the rule of the pharaohs, perhaps even including the Hebrews themselves? It's a question that invites us to peer into the enigmatic origins of the Jewish nation. Standing apart from the polytheistic cultures of their time, the Jews carved out a unique identity rooted in their steadfast belief in one God. This faith became the guiding light for their moral compass, distinguishing them amidst the tapestry of ancient civilizations. Even in the face of adversity, their commitment to their divine calling remained unshaken. But the narrative extends far beyond individual episodes. From the patriarch Abraham's journey to the pivotal moment at Mount Sinai, the history of the Jewish people unfolds through a series of revelations and transformations. It's a tale of unwavering faith, resilience, and an unbreakable bond with their God, a story that continues to captivate and inspire. As they embarked on their exodus from Egypt, the Israelites chose a path less traveled, steering clear of the well-guarded thoroughfare known as the Way of the Land of the Philistines. Instead, they ventured into the wilderness, setting their sights on the Reed Sea, an expedition fraught with both peril and promise. In unraveling the intricate tapestry of Jewish history, we discover not just a series of events, but a timeless narrative of faith, courage, and the enduring quest for meaning and purpose. For millennia, the events chronicled in the Bible have sparked numerous debates and theories, particularly regarding pivotal moments like the crossing of the sea during the Exodus from Egypt. Various interpretations by scholars offer different perspectives on the location and circumstances of this episode. In light of historical and geographical evidence, some researchers posit that the Reed Sea mentioned in the Bible was more likely situated within the marshy region near the city of Ramses, or Pi-Ramesses, rather than in the northern part of the Red Sea. This viewpoint finds support in archaeological findings, such as references to the Papyrus Marsh in Egyptian texts, as well as the identification of the city of Baal-Zephon with Tahpanhes, located nearby. Studies also consider the historical contexts and cultural practices of the time, including mentions of groups of people known as the Apiru, who may have had connections to the Israelites. These facets underscore the multifaceted and complex nature of the history and relationships among different ethnic groups and nations of that era. Thus, the question of the location of the Reed Sea and other key moments in biblical events remains open, continuing to inspire discussions and research. Their unwavering faith in a singular deity and their steadfast commitment to this monotheistic belief system serve as the cornerstone of Jewish identity. Rejecting the polytheistic practices prevalent in neighboring cultures, Jews assert the existence of one all-powerful God. This conviction not only guides their moral compass, but also sets them apart from other nations, emphasizing a higher spiritual calling. For Jews, being a part of their faith community entails much more than just a hereditary designation. It's a symbol of honor and a testament to their profound connection to their divine calling. This faith heritage traces back to their patriarch Abraham, whose journey and covenant with God laid the foundation for the Jewish people. The process of preserving this faith tradition involves careful selection, as only those deemed spiritually prepared are entrusted with continuing Abraham's legacy. Ishmael and Esau, while important figures in their own right, were not chosen for this sacred duty. Instead, it was Jacob and his 12 sons, representing the 12 tribes of Israel, who were selected to carry forward the spiritual lineage. With each passing generation, the Jews have embraced their heritage, evolving spiritually while remaining steadfast in their commitment to their faith and their God. This enduring legacy continues to shape Jewish identity and serves as a source of inspiration for future generations. Their journey through history has been marked by defining moments that shaped the identity of the Jewish people, a journey that began with the patriarchs and culminated in the establishment of the Jewish nation at Mount Sinai. This pivotal event, laden with divine significance, marked the transition of the Israelites from a disparate group of tribes to a unified nation bound by a sacred covenant with God. At Mount Sinai, amidst the awe-inspiring presence of God, the Israelites received the Torah, the sacred teachings that would guide their moral and spiritual lives for generations to come. This moment of revelation was not just a historical event, but a transformative experience that solidified the Jews' sense of purpose and destiny. The covenant forged at Mount Sinai established a unique bond between God and his chosen people, setting them apart from the nations around them. Through their unwavering commitment to the commandments and teachings of the Torah, the Jews became a beacon of faith and morality in a world filled with idolatry and moral relativism. The significance of Mount Sinai in Jewish history cannot be overstated. It was here that the Jews embraced their role as a holy nation, dedicated to upholding the values and principles outlined in the Torah. From that moment onward, the Jewish people embarked on a journey of faith and perseverance, guided by the eternal truths revealed to them at the foot of the mountain. The legacy of Mount Sinai continues to resonate within the Jewish community today, serving as a constant reminder of their unique identity and divine calling. As they navigate the complexities of modern life, Jews draw strength and inspiration from the enduring wisdom of the Torah, reaffirming their commitment to God and his commandments. In the intricate tapestry of Jewish tradition, the sacred name of God occupies a central and revered position, embodying the essence of divine presence and authority. Deeply rooted in religious practice, the Tetragrammaton, composed of 4 Hebrew letters, YHWH, is regarded as the holiest of names, symbolizing the eternal and unchanging nature of the Almighty. However, within the rich mosaic of Jewish observance, there exists a profound sense of reverence and humility surrounding the direct vocalization of the divine name. Rather than articulating the Tetragrammaton explicitly, devout Jews often employ the term Hashem, meaning the name in Hebrew, as a respectful and reverential alternative. This tradition stems from an ancient reverence for the sanctity of God's name, grounded in a desire to avoid any potential desecration or mispronunciation. The phrase Baruch Hashem, commonly uttered in expressions of gratitude and acknowledgement, reflects a deep-seated appreciation for the blessings and providence bestowed by the divine. At the heart of this practice lies a profound respect for the unknowable mysteries surrounding the true pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton. According to Jewish tradition, the precise vocalization of God's name was revealed only to a select few, including the prophet Moses during the divine encounter at Mount Sinai. Yet even with the advent of vocalization symbols in the Hebrew language, the exact pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton remained shrouded in uncertainty. Out of reverence for the sacredness of the divine name, and to uphold its integrity, the the practice of substituting Hashem for the Tetragrammaton became widespread among devout Jews. The significance of the divine name YHWH, revealed to Moses as I am in the midst of the burning bush, underscores the timeless and omnipotent nature of God. By identifying himself as I am, God reaffirms his eternal existence and supreme authority over all creation. In essence, the use of Hashem in place of the Tetragrammaton serves as a tangible expression of reverence and awe for the divine. It reflects the deep-seated commitment of devout Jews to honor the sanctity of God's name and to approach his presence with humility and reverence. In the rich tapestry of ancient Hebrew culture, every detail holds significance, from the names of individuals to the numbers recorded in historical accounts. Delving into these intricacies sheds light on the profound spiritual and historical legacy of the Jewish people. Names in ancient Hebrew society weren't mere labels. They carry deep symbolic meaning, often reflecting an individual's destiny or divine calling. This tradition of meaningful names is evident in the transformative renaming of certain patriarchs by God himself, a practice that underscores the prophetic significance woven into the fabric of Hebrew identity. Against this backdrop, we encounter the enigmatic name of God, a subject of profound reverence and contemplation. Throughout the Exodus narrative, God reveals himself not merely as a deity, but as the ultimate force shaping history itself. His interventions, from the plagues of Egypt to the parting of the Red Sea, serve as powerful demonstrations of his sovereignty and omnipotence. Unlike the capricious gods of polytheistic pantheons, who remain distant and aloof, the God of Israel is intimately involved in the affairs of his people. His divine will is immutable, inspiring confidence and assurance among believers as they navigate life's complexities. This unwavering trust in the divine plan finds expression in the timeless prayer. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, encapsulating the essence of Jewish faith and submission to the divine purpose. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, guided by the pillars of fire and cloud, they formed a distinct community bound together by shared values and moral principles. Census data presented in ancient texts offer insights into the size and scope of this community, though interpretations vary regarding the actual numbers involved. While some accounts suggest a population numbering in the millions, logistical constraints raise questions about the feasibility of such figures. Alternative interpretations propose more modest estimates, suggesting a smaller, more manageable community traversing the desert landscape. Moreover, the mention of thousands in these texts may hold symbolic or military significance rather than serving as literal headcounts, further complicating efforts to ascertain precise numbers. Despite the uncertainties surrounding specific figures, the Exodus remains a pivotal event in Jewish history, symbolizing liberation, faith, and divine providence. Its legacy continues to shape Jewish identity and spirituality to this day, serving as a timeless reminder of God's guiding hand in the midst of adversity and uncertainty. In the annals of biblical history, when the topic turns to the people of Israel, the term Jew is seldom heard. This historical silence becomes a matter of interest for many researchers, particularly noticeable in the books that describe the period of Judges, the time of Joshua, and the reigns. In the unique context of the book of Samuel, where we see the use of the term Jew, its meaning takes on an unexpected nuance. Here it often serves as a distinctive but not always commendable designation, sometimes used by foreigners when referring to the fellow Israelites. This sheds new light on the perception of Jews as a distinct and special group within the context of biblical events. Delving into the layers of symbolism and metaphor in the text, we discover the depth of interaction between the term Jew and the essence of the Israelite people. In a world where worshiping various deities was commonplace, Jews stood as a unique cultural symbol. Their belief in a single God was revolutionary, eliciting both awe and puzzlement among neighboring nations as it differed from the norm of the time. And of course, we cannot overlook the great journey of Israel from Egypt, as described in the book of Exodus. The clarification that they spent 430 years in Egypt underscores the duration of their stay in this land, enriched by historical and cultural layers that they brought into their national identity. Intriguingly, biblical books like Kings, Joshua, and Judges, chronicling the history of the Israelites, scarcely employ the term Jew. However, its usage in the book of Samuel takes on a distinct significance. Here, it's often utilized as a negative identifier, used by foreigners when addressing the esteemed children of Israel. When the Philistines heard the noise, they said, "What does the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews mean?" 1 Samuel 4:6. This revelation sheds light on how Jews were perceived as a separate and distinguished group amidst surrounding nations. Delving into the depths of the book of Samuel, we unravel layers of its poetic narrative, uncovering the complex interaction between the term Jew and the children of Israel. While the ancient world revered gods and goddesses from various pantheons, the Jews steadfastly adhered to the worship of a single God. Their belief in a monotheistic deity was considered revolutionary, challenging prevailing polytheistic beliefs. In Exodus 12:40, it stated that the mixed multitude also departed Egypt alongside the Israelites. The proposition of choosing between faith in the God of Israel or trusting in their own systems and deities was open to both Israelites and Egyptians. Those who took the leap of faith and opted to follow the God of Israel were delivered. This Passover, it's an opportunity to decisively choose the camp in which you'll firmly stand. Rather than straddling two ideologies, commit to dedicating your life and future to the God of Israel. Let go of competing distractions and come out of the land of bondage, walking alongside him. In the Exodus narrative, a pivotal event in Jewish history, the Israelites' departure from Egypt wasn't just a physical exodus from bondage. It was a profound spiritual journey. As they crossed the Red Sea, they were leaving behind not only the land of slavery, but also the grip of idolatry and the oppressive forces of darkness. The plagues that preceded the Exodus weren't merely demonstrations of God's power over nature. They were targeted strikes against the false gods of Egypt. Each plague was a direct challenge to a specific deity, showcasing the supremacy of the God of Israel. Through the 10 plagues, God dismantled the Egyptian pantheon one by one, revealing their impotence in the face of his sovereignty. The Nile turned to blood, striking at the heart of Egyptian worship of the river god Hapi. Frogs, gnats, and flies swarmed the land, defying the supposed protection of the frog goddess Heket and the god of the earth Geb. Livestock fell dead, undermining the authority of Hathor, the goddess of love and fertility, and Apis, the bull god. The plagues culminated in the death of the firstborn, a devastating blow to Pharaoh's claim to divine status and to the entire Egyptian belief system. Through these miraculous acts, God demonstrated his power to liberate his people and established his authority as the one true God. The crossing of the Red Sea was the climactic moment of the Exodus story, symbolizing not only physical deliverance, but also spiritual rebirth. As the waters parted, the Israelites passed through on dry ground, leaving behind the bondage of Egypt and emerging as a free and chosen people. This transformative event continues to resonate deeply in Jewish tradition, serving as a powerful reminder of God's faithfulness, his deliverance, and his ultimate victory over the forces of darkness. As we conclude our video, we hope you've gained a captivating overview of the key moments in the history of Israel, from their biblical roots to the present day. We've delved into their ancient beliefs, moral principles, and historical events that shaped their unique identity. Our exploration has allowed us to better understand their journey and legacy, as well as the significance of faith and devotion in their lives. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating videos and insights into history and culture. We encourage you to engage with our content by leaving likes, comments, and subscribing to our channel. Your support fuels our passion for creating informative and engaging videos like this one. By liking, commenting, and subscribing, you become a valuable part of our community, helping us grow and continue producing quality content. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to having you join us on our journey. Don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay updated on all our latest videos. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.